It's Tuesday, 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to break the tendency that I tend to overwork in the morning or being hyper focused in the morning without taking any breaks. So now I finished my first cup of desk of the day and decided to do a 15 minutes meditation. I think it would be a good start for me to break the tendency to like performing non-stop working in the morning. When I'm practicing meditation, there are multiple dimensions that I would try to examine during the meditation. I usually start from the physical sensation from my body. I try to feel every part of my body, my legs. It's sitting against the ground in my back, and are there any tensions around my neck, my head? And after the check with my entire body, I then switch focusing on checking my energy level. Energy level tend to be more you could just simply ask yourself that, are you running like low energy? If it's like a battery on your phone, right? If it's 100%, like approximately what's the percentage right now? So in this session, it sense that it's probably running about like 50%. And you can just imagine meditation is like plugging your phone, and then you can sort of recharge it within a short amount of time. So right now I'm feeling like 75% battery level. And the third dimension I check is my breath. Inhale and exhale. Is it usually in the beginning it tends to be shallow and without consistent pattern. And after the meditation, it's usually much longer every cycle. And the rhythm is quite consistent. So yeah, how you feel actually will reflect on the way you breathe. And the fourth dimension I check is my mind. It's normally like trying to focus on now, on the present, instead of the past or the future, because the sense of time is where your thoughts, your anxiety, all kinds of mental issues that comes from the concept of time, right? So when I just closed my eyes, I was thinking about, I just sent out an email earlier. How would that person respond me? Or in this afternoon, I have this XYZ thing to do. Am I able to get things done by when? And I have one meeting in this evening. What's the topic should I cover with my colleague? All kinds of things that's focusing on your past or your future, which are not really helpful during meditation, because what you're trying to do is to focusing on now. And when you're focusing on now, actually there won't be any thoughts. Ideally, I know that it's hard to do. For me, I'm still practicing. So, but I would quickly notice that the amount of thoughts kind of start to decrease. And at a certain level, like you would remain like in a pretty calm status for quite a while. until you observe the next thoughts. And just by disconnected or disassociate with those thoughts, it helped me feel more relaxed, and it will reflect on your energy level, reflect on your breathing pattern, and reflect on your like physical body sensation. Like everything start to become much more calm, much more slow, much more relaxed. Yeah, so now I'm going back to work, and I'll try to do more longer session around lunchtime. It's Tuesday, 1 p.m. I just finished my morning tasks. Pretty productive, I feel. And before lunch, I want to, just do 15-20 minutes meditation to restore some energy. Right now, I'm not feeling anxious or stressful. I'm feeling quite neutral, just using lots of energy. Now, my battery level is probably about 35%. So I think meditation is going to help me restore some energy. In this session, I've experienced quite powerful blissfulness struck on my entire body. It was such a tremendous, profound experience. Extend to both physical and the mental. Field. It is quite hard to describe, but while I was focusing on breath, the focal point of my breath becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. It feels like I'm able to zoom in and zoom in to watch the point become more concrete. And at some point, it's like very, very tiny focal points that my consciousness or my awareness was focusing on. It just explode. And then I feel like lightens kind of struck my entire body. There were a few certain period of time that I wasn't able to think of anything but just pure exuberance. And when I tried to pull my conscious together and tell myself that this is probably merely some kind of, doesn't matter, it's spiritual experience or just purely physical experience, this is not something I'm looking for, because if I got stuck in the craving for this kind of feeling, I know from previous experience that I would feel more conscious or more anxious that, oh, I want to be in that status forever. How would anyone do anything else but staying in the status permanently? And since I won't be able to obtain that permanently, I know that if I got sucked into that craving, even though I was feeling wonderful at that point, but once I exit the mode, the negative or the desire for more would still be haunting me. So I try to tell myself that don't get obsessed with that. This is just like any other thoughts or sensations. You should continue focusing on your breath. But then I noticed that breath wasn't there, or I couldn't sense that. And also, while I was having the thoughts that I shouldn't have any identity, even stronger explosion like happens. Yeah. And then gradually I kind of fade away from that extreme experience and then start come back to, just like very calm and deep peacefulness mode, where I was able to restore energy fairly short amount of time. And again, the only thing that brought me back is the concept of time. I need to feed myself lunch and go back to work in the afternoon. So I decide to wake up.